Om Swastiastu. Hello viewers, welcome back again with me Nadia Happy in your voice segment. And now I'm here sitting with the cultural advisor from Bali, Mr. Made Wijaya, or the famous stranger in paradise. Hello Mr. Made Wijaya, how are you?
Hello, Happy.
Okay, so Mr. Made Wijaya, today's program is about the Sakenan Temple Festival at Turtle Island. So can you explain about the Sakenan, the Sakenan Temple Festival at Turtle Island, sir?
It's a very important festival that falls on Kuningan, which is the most golden day in the Balinese calendar, the end of the 10-day Galungan Kuningan period. Sakenan is one of the, Pura Sakenan is one of the Sadkayangan temples, the great temples of Bali, where it was built by Dangeng Dwijendra in about the 15th century. It's a sister temple of Uluwatu, where Dangeng Dwijendra achieved moksha. The gate has a brother in Uluwatu, the great temple on the Bukit way in the south. The special thing about Sakenan is all the gods from the temples of the Sanur area, South Bali, deep South Bali, including Kepaon, where I once lived, for 6 years with a Brahmin family. All the gods process on the Friday. It's a 4-day festival. They process on the Friday down to the island. The old days we used to go across the water. They have pondoks there where the royal families and all their retainers stay. Then there's the Saturday rituals, there's the Sunday going home, and then the Monday, this is the very special thing. It's the most important day for South Bali. The royal family from Denpasar comes to the vassal princedoms that are dotted around the coast from Sanur to Suwong near Kuta, and there the gods are met ceremonially. Everyone wears gold leaf, golden sashes, and the gods are taken home and restored back into their palaces, being their temples.
I see. So sir, why all the Batara are gathering in the Sakenan temple? What is the reason?
Well, Batara, which is from the Javanese word Batoro, the Batara are the deities, the village deities. Quite often they are the deified ancestors of the royal families, particularly Kasiman, Pamachutan. There's Batara Gunung Agung that sits in the Big Meru, the main god of the holy mountain, Mount Agung. They gather there for a sort of powwow. On the Saturday evening, the climax of the ceremonies is a big transient, a circular transient, which is very spooky, and which is presided over by the priests from the palaces of Denpasar, particularly Chlagi Gendong, from Kepaon and Mogan. So the actual archer, which are the statues of the gods, sit in all the pavilions. The priests of the gods, who are called the Sadag, from Ngadag, to stand in something or stand, they have their trance circle, Kadatangan, and then you have the spirit of the gods coming into these priests and talking about things that need to be done. So it's the main transient for South Bali in the ceremonial season.
Mr. Made Wijaya, in Sakenan Temple Festival program, in the day 1, I've seen in your photos there were a lot of people working in the water, or people called madad. Can you explain the meaning of madad?
Well, madad is one way to get to the island before they built the bridge. In the old days, it was just the pilgrims from these few coastal villages who would stay. There was a famous red beach, which was heavy petting in a temple setting for the teenagers to get it on. Big part of Balinese ceremonial life. And now with hundreds of thousands of pilgrims, they had to build a bridge, and that tradition has almost disappeared. People still catch the boats from Sanur, and some of the gods will go by a truck. But you noticed in some of the photos, there was the black barong from Singhi paying homage, there was the barong from Seminyak. So there are actually villages from all over Bali that bring their mascots to the island to be purified in a way, but also to pay homage to the gods of Sakenan. There are 2 gods of Sakenan. There's the main Pura Dalam Sakenan, and there's the Pura Susunan, which is the old Buddhist temple, which is a very ancient temple, soon to be in the middle of the golf course of the.
So in the photos I also have seen there is a very eccentric woman. Can you explain who is she?
This is my old friend Mangku Meme, who, like me, ended up in Kepaon village, which is quite extraordinary because I come from Bondi Beach in Australia. She comes from Kedisan on the lake edge up near Kintamani. And somehow we ended up as these ring-ins. She was sort of, people were very suspicious about her real intent. And she was a very eccentric woman, and I really grew to love her because she did the most amazing temple dancing. She was always full of high spirits, and she had a little plastic picnic basket. She'd be sitting there like Greta Garbo on the canoe to Sakenan. I have an incredible archive of photographs of Mangku Meme. She danced at the 2 book launches of my books, the Stranger in Paradise books. And recently she passed away, and there was an amazing cremation up in Kintamani, a mass cremation.
Mr. Made Wijaya, in the picture I also have seen there is a chariot. So what exactly the symbol of chariot for, and what is the meaning?
The chariot, which is called a padati, is used to ceremonially greet the gods coming back from Turtle Island, from Pulau Serangan, the Sakenan festival. This is the last day of the 4 days of ceremonies called Pemapagan, the greeting day, to greet the gods on their return. And I mentioned earlier how the royal families come to take part in this ceremony. It's a prerogative of the Kepaon royal family, who are a vassal princedom of the main palace in Denpasar, Pemachutan, to have the chariot drawn by 2 water buffaloes. A white water buffalo from a black father, white mother, a black water buffalo from a white father and a black mother. Hard to find. The prince had to go all the way to Nagara. They're named Watu Damar and Kubo Denkol. And they are used to take Ratu Agung, is tied to the yoke. Sometimes if a priest won't go back up, he gets put into the chariot and they process back to the main state temple, Pura Dalam Tanjung, in Kepaon village, where they are met by the Barong from Madwi, which is now known as a popular villa area. And the Barong from Madwi always comes back to pay homage again to the main gods returning, because hundreds of years ago the Madwi village asked for wood for the mast, the tapal, nunas, taro, in Kepaon village. So they greet the gods, go over the holy welcoming mat. There's Chris dances, sacrifice chickens, mad rangdas. It's an extraordinary event. And then the gods sit again in state, returning after the 4-day cycle to their home.
And then I've seen also there is a priest sitting inside the padati. Can you explain why the priest sitting inside the chariot?
This was one of the priests from Bualu, because Bualu, way down in Nusa Dua, is also a branch split off from Kepaon. The Kepaon palace gave that village its holy water in the old days. So they come back, and they are also, the god of Bualu is the grandchild of the main god of Turtle Island. So you have the royal families and all the goings on with them. Then above that you have the hagiography, you have the whole pantheon of gods who are having romances, who are angry with each other. So this was basically a protest by the grandchild of the main god. It really relates to the farming community and the palace. There's a lot of friction, and they even built a separate temple a few years ago. That's too much detail. But you not only have intrigue in the palace in Bali, but you have intrigue in the pantheon of the gods, which is all very real. It's very much part of day-to-day Balinese life. The going on of the gods.
I see. So, Mr. Made Wijaya, in the picture also I've seen there are many dances, such as barong dance and then also pecut dance. This is very unusual. I've never seen it before. So, what exactly the meaning?
It looked a bit like a dance. In fact, the young boys from the royal villages carry the pecut, which is a whip. Now, Pemachutan is from the pecut. They were actually pony traders as far as Sumbawa, hundreds of years ago. So all of the descendants from that royal family wear a pecut tattoo on their chest.
Pecut symbol.
And they carry the the sacred pachut from the Pemachutan family. It's loaned to the village to go with the chariot, and it's sort of danced with the holy swords, and there are trance dances, there are barong dances of welcome. It's all a part of the the joyous atmosphere that pervades even the most formal occasion in Bali.
Thank you very much, Mr. Made Wijaya. It's very interesting.
You're welcome, Happy.
Okay. Well, viewers, that's all our interview with the cultural advisor from Bali, Mr. Made Wijaya, or the famous stranger in paradise. I hope you enjoy. I'm Nadia Happy from TVRI Report. I'll see you next time, and please enjoy my beautiful country. Om Shanti 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 Om.